Welcome back to another Conductor Sunday live stream. I'm your host, ThemePark Conductor. It's so glad I could be back. I'm still not 100%, but I'm close enough.
You sound good. You sound good.
I sound good. I sound decent. And what a way to come back. My first show back on YouTube with the one and only Orange Grove 55. And also in a little bit, we're going to have Sam Chat. It's going to be his first time on the show. I cannot wait to talk about all this with you. But Orange Grove 55, where can everyone find you on social media?
Yeah, Conductor, I want to thank you for having me on, brother. It's always a good time talking shop with Conductor. We do a show on my channel, Orange Grove 55, together, reacting to 2 or 3 videos in the YouTube Disney community, right? And we react a lot to like Dave Fresh Baked and Bricky, and we even did some new folks last week, which was the Park God, great content creator. But it's always good having you on my channel, and I love being on yours. You can find me right here on YouTube, Orange Grove 55, talking theme park, studio, corporate, all that good stuff. We do bar chats, on location bar chats. We chop it up in the parks, sometimes on location in other areas as well. And but yeah, find me right here, YouTube, Orange Grove 55. Also on X, Orange Grove 55, and on Instagram, Orange Grove 55. And we got Kiki and Luca in the house. What's up? What's going on, Kiki and Luca?
We have Kiki and Luca. We got Magical Hops. We got Remy D. Man, it's going to be a good one. So I want to ask you before Sam Chat comes on in a little bit. I'm going to share my screen. I know it's been out in the public space for a little while now. But since I've been kind of down and sick, I wanted to get your opinion on this. So obviously, original characters are coming back to Galaxy's Edge. It's something that shouldn't have happened right when the land was built, and it wasn't. And as we look at this breakdown here of a map, okay, so we got the sequel trilogy, which is what it is now. And then after, they're breaking up where they have the sequel trilogy by Rise, and then all the original trilogy is going to be by the Millennium Falcon and all that stuff.
Right.
And the first question I have about this is, you know, with the upcoming announcement that Disney made about saying about with the new CEO getting announced next month, the question I have for you is, do you think 3 options? Do you think it was either Bob Iger? Do you think it was the new CEO that made this call, or do you think it was the board?
Okay, so here's my theory on this. I've said this on my channel as well, and I think obviously they're going to announce the new CEO next month, right? Probably at that earnings call, which I believe is like February, was it 3rd or something like that, 2nd or 3rd? It's like the first few days in February.
Yeah.
So we're the end of January right now. It's January 26th. Okay, so they clearly know who the next CEO is going to be. It would not shock me if, because we all believe it's going to be Josh D'Amaro. It wouldn't shock me if Josh is already making moves, if he's already making decisions, right? It's kind of weird to me that we're in a very transitionary state right now with the company, and all these big decisions are happening, right? So you have Kathleen Kennedy leaving, you have a huge shakeup with the timeline and the way they handle Galaxy's Edge. There's a lot going on, and at a time when like we're kind of in between CEOs. So in my opinion, Conductor, I think Josh is likely behind a lot of these decisions. I think he's making moves. I think when they announce him as CEO, they're also probably going to announce, hey, Josh has been kind of like shadow running the company for like a couple of months already. That gives the fans and investors a little confidence, like, hey, this guy's already got his feet wet with this situation. But no, I think there's way too many big moves happening right now for it not to be another CEO. I mean, and look, really, honestly, why now? Why now? Yeah. I mean, Bob Iger has been running the company since what, 2006? We had Chapek in there for a little while. I mean, why now all of a sudden are they deciding that Kathleen Kennedy should go and they should reconfigure Star Wars Galaxy's Edge? The timing is, yeah, not coincidental.
It's definitely suspect. The reason why I call it suspect is there's been a lot of I don't wanna use the word anger, but a lot of disappointment with Lucasfilms,
Yeah.
with the sequel trilogy. Obviously, I think most of us can agree Rogue One was phenomenal, but everything after that was kinda questionable, especially what was it? The Last Jedi, how they kinda killed Luke off, that was kinda questionable. Probably should have not happened that way, but it did. Um and I think I think Disney and Lucasfilm, they're trying to get back in the good graces of not just Star Wars fans, but, fans of Disneyland. You know,
Right.
spend $1 billion on this land, but, for a decent amount or a lot of the Star Wars community, it's already over. They put Galaxy's Edge, they put Lucasfilm behind them. They're like, "Okay, we're done. You destroyed that trust. You ruined it." But again, I personally think this is the new CEO's doing. I
Yeah.
think Iger and the board have stepped back and said, "Okay, take the reins. Let's see what you have before we make the official announcement that you're the next CEO."
Yeah, no, you're
Now
right. And here's the other thing too that I really want to touch upon because this just happened. I think it
uh-huh.
was earlier today, right? With Bob Iger. Was it today or yesterday? I don't know. It was recently.
Yesterday.
Yesterday with the picture, the photo
Yeah.
op of Bob Iger with his white tennis shoes walking through Abu Dhabi, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now that whole thing was interesting. I recently just recorded a video with Jared from Capture the Magic. That'll be up probably tomorrow. Um, but we talked about this, right? Now, first of all, number one, Bob Iger is obviously trying to replicate the same kind of energy of the Walt Disney kind of walking through the orange groves, surveying the land when he was building Disneyland, right? And obviously, that whole image, all that imagery is very front of mind right now because of Disneyland Handcrafted. So
Sure.
Bob Iger was thinking, and look, I'm speculating. I want to make it very clear.
Sure.
I don't know Bob, contrary to popular belief.
Right.
I don't have any special access or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like, I feel like his mindset was like, okay, I want to have that Walt Disney in the Orange Groves moment. So in Abu Dhabi, if they can take photos of me walking through the desert by the water or whatever,
Exactly.
then I can kind of replicate that same vibe, which I thought was a little bit on the tacky side, to be quite honest with you. I thought it was it came off a little try hard for me. Okay, in my opinion, I didn't
Yeah.
really love that decision. It felt like a photo op, which just felt kind of gross.
It
Um,
did.
it did very much so.
There
Yeah,
you go right there.
see what I'm saying, dude? It just comes off not good. But
No.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. We know the new CEO is going to be announced next month. It's probably going to be Josh Giamaro. I think this was kind of a crappy move on Iger's part because Iger definitely knows who the next CEO is going to be.
Oh, yeah.
It's likely Josh. You For him to come out here and take this photo op, probably knowing that Josh is the next CEO, but he's doing these photos in a way where it looks like this Abu Dhabi thing is all him. Well, clearly
Yeah.
Josh runs experiences. So a big part of this decision was Josh Giamaro,
Yeah.
right? And Josh was here at Abu Dhabi with him.
Yeah.
But why wasn't Josh included in these photos? It feels to me like Bob wanted like this big moment in the sun sort of thing alone. I just this whole thing, I know it seems like a small thing, but this whole thing really rubbed me the wrong way. Big time. So anyway, I wanted to bring that up because it kind of ties into the CO thing.
Sure.
And one of the pictures actually looks like he's walking through Tatooine. If you would have added another sun, it would have been Tatooine. Yeah, see?
Right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right there. But
Well
I just thought it was kind of tacky. So
well
this whole
well
CO succession thing, I
yeah.
also have a theory, Conductor. Bob Iger is, I don't think tomorrow is his guy. If it was up to Bob, it would have been Dana Walden. I don't think he wants tomorrow. I could be wrong though, because right now the board and Gorman, who's running the succession plan,
Yeah.
they're making the moves. Bob Iger has input, but he doesn't have all the say. He's less involved than he was before. I don't think he wants Josh. And I think
Yeah.
there's a little bit of sour grapes. And I think these photos sort of indicate that. He's sort of saying, hey, look, I'm still top dog. You know, look at me.
Yeah. And John makes an interesting comment. He says Bob cares about his legacy. He's wasting funds on some building in New York that hosts the view. So stuff like that, stuff like this, and you don't. But see, I wonder. Okay, this is my theory on this because I do agree with you. It is kind of weird having Iger take these photo ops, even though DeMauro was there with them, but he's not in these photos. If
Hey,
Iger and the board are going to announce DeMauro as the next CEO, maybe they didn't want DeMauro in these pictures because that would kind of solidify that he is the next CEO, and they're trying to keep it a big secret, even though everyone already knows different.
I would agree with you if it was under different circumstances. Like for example, right? If it was under the circumstance of this being a non-park thing, right?
Yeah.
But Josh runs experiences.
Yeah.
This is Josh's division. Like he
Yeah.
should, if anyone should be walking the desert solo, it should be Josh DeMauro. He runs the experiences division. So that's why I agree with you. If it was like a studio event and having Josh there would definitely give alarm bells like he's the guy. But this is his division. Even if he wasn't
Sure.
running for CEO, he should still be in the shot with him, right? So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like this is Bob Iger's like last hurrah. He like basically like, hey, I need to get my moment in the sun. You know, classic narcissism kind of
Oh,
BS
yeah.
stuff. You know, and
See, it's funny that you break that all down. I'm really glad that me and you collab on a lot of videos because it kind of gives me a better idea when I hear information like that because I can bounce back on it.
yeah.
And one of the things that bugs me also about this is, because obviously for Iger, Shanghai Disneyland is also his baby. Now this as well seems like it's going to be his baby as well. So, obviously Iger is going to stay on for another year through 2026 to kind of advise like he did back in 2020 with Chapek. Is there going to be another Chapek situation where there's going to be conflict, where he's going to have influence that he shouldn't, where he's going to get the board to meddle in things they shouldn't be meddling in? What do you think?
Well, we'll know because my theory is that I don't think DeMauro is Iger's guy. Okay.
Yeah,
I just have that vibe, especially after these pictures. But
sure.
we'll know what Iger thinks about Josh as CEO once Bob Iger leaves the company completely.
Yeah.
If Bob Iger starts to take to Twitter or X, whatever, and starts to kind of talk shit a little bit like he did with Chapek, remember all that whole thing?
Oh, yeah.
Then we know where Iger really stands with the Josh as CEO thing. Now, hopefully Bob doesn't do that because we need a smooth transition, and
We
having
do.
the former CEO kind of go in there and take pot shots at the current one is not a good look. Even
No.
if you disagree with him, Bob, you got to let this guy make his own decisions and have his own consequences to bad decisions and all that stuff. It should be let Josh be Josh and let Josh run this company. But we'll know
Absolutely.
though if Bob Iger starts to do that on Twitter like he did with Chapek, then we'll know for sure that that's kind of where his mindset's at. Now Remy D says Josh will get all the credit when the park opens though. No, you're right. But see, Iger's not going to be around that long. He's going to be leaving pretty soon. So I think this is like the Hail Mary, like he's taking the opportunity to sort of take the spotlight away when he can,
Which
to kind of
is
like it's kind of sleazy in my opinion. I don't
it
know. And
is.
maybe that's not his intention, but it comes off that way.
Hey, I like this comment from Kiki and Luca. Iger and Daddy Josh should be holding hands in the sunset.
Oh, I mean, come on. We
Oh,
yeah.
good. classical
Absolutely.
moment right there. Come on, man.
Absolutely.
Oh
Absolutely.
my gosh. Kiki and Luca also mentioned, do you guys think JPEG would still be CEO today if there was no pandemic?
More likely, yeah, because the pandemic really, I
Threw
mean,
a
I'm telling
monkey
you, and
wrench.
yeah, I mean, they really screwed him over with that. I mean, he was thrown right in the mix right before the pandemic started. It was February of 2020, and the lockdown started in like March. I mean, it was
Yeah,
crazy. So he would have had a better chance. The problem with Chapek though is that he lacked the social awareness to
he did.
navigate these waters. And this is the thing, it's the corporate world. And a lot of people don't think that like social intelligence matters. Social intelligence is very important in the corporate world, even out here in content creation. Like you have to know how to navigate the social waters to be successful.
Yeah.
Chapek didn't know that. And when Chapek was going out there with all these Hollywood, celebrities and all this stuff, and he was rubbing people the wrong way, making people mad, like ScarJo and all that stuff, it really tanked him. It tanked
Yeah.
him. And you can't be the CEO of Disney and everyone in Hollywood hates your guts. It's just not going to work,
It
So
that and the biggest problem I saw with Chapek, the biggest issue I saw was it was literally, from my point of view, it was literally a war between him and the executives and Imagineering, because we lost a lot of great
people,
Imagineers during the Chapek time, and that really hurt WDI Imagineering a lot, and I
yeah,
mean a lot.
right.
So that really did damage um to the parks, to the experiences. Even though we were in the middle of a pandemic, there are even things as of today, especially in Walt Disney World, which again, I'm going to be there in March and I cannot wait. um, there are things that were annexed from COVID that still haven't come back online, and we're 6 years from 6 years past COVID,
Right.
and things still haven't come online. And don't get me wrong, we have a lot of great young Imagineers, but a lot of the old timers that really, really knew their stuff, they left. They joined other companies or they just retired. They're like, we shouldn't have to deal with this crap. So I think the biggest downfall of Chapek's CEO handling of the Walt Disney Company was that. That takes
Right.
the cake for me right there.
Yeah, and they're slowly starting to rebuild Imagineering again. We got Bruce Vaughn, who's been saying a lot of great things, and I agree with a lot. Bruce Vaughn in that article was saying that he wants to give like offsite, which when I say offsite, I mean like anything but California.
Sure.
Um, so Florida, China, all that. He wants to give more or offsite teams more autonomy, right? Because he was saying when they were doing Zootopia, they gave that team a lot of autonomy because of that pandemic, and he said it worked out really, really good. And so they're going to continue that, which is really good because a lot of Florida people, they get upset like these California Imagineers are building stuff like it's California, but like in Florida, it's not California. You'll see in March, it's not California. It's hot, it's humid, it's raining. We don't get that kind of weather out here. I mean, we get hot, but we don't have the mugginess. We don't have the rain really most of the time. And a lot of these stuff that they're building out there in Florida doesn't have a lot of indoor stuff, or like there's not a lot of awnings and stuff. And I think now that Bruce Vaughn is sort of implementing this whole thing about like, these teams are going to have more autonomy when they're in Florida, when they're overseas. I think that's a good thing. Now I will say this, to be fair though, to Disney, Universal isn't great with that either. I don't know.
No,
They might have California Universal creative people because Epic Universe has no tree. Like there's no cover for anything. Like it's
there
out in
isn't.
the open, and it's Central Florida. I mean, I don't understand that mindset at all. But
You see, it's very interesting to me because one of the things, and again, I haven't been out there yet, but one of the things I could tell you right now is that Epic Universe as a park
right,
is amazing. I think we can all agree to that.
yeah,
But the one downfall I think is, or actually two downfalls, is like you said, no shade. And then the second thing is they built a lot of attractions that are outdoor attractions. They really didn't take the mindset into account of putting half outdoor, half indoor. It's mainly all outdoor. So when that Florida weather gets weird and you have a flash thunderstorm with rain in the middle of the day that literally comes out of nowhere, then half the park shut down because mainly a lot of the attractions in that park is outdoors
no,
and can't
exactly.
operate.
No, 100%, 100%. So that's a major design flaw. While Epic Universe, you are correct, it looks amazing. I haven't been yet, but you'll be going next month or,
Yeah,
well, a little over a month.
yeah,
But that's one thing, like, you're right, it's a lot of outdoor stuff, not a lot of cover, and Remy D here says Universal has no excuse. Their creative team is headquartered in Orlando. Yeah, see, I didn't know that. See, that's
I didn't
crazy.
know
At
that.
least Imagineering's out here in Glendale. Like,
Yeah.
you're out there in Florida and you don't know what the weather's like. I don't know. I mean, they do know what the weather's like, but for some reason they don't build things with that in mind, and that's really strange to me. But
It was. Well,
you know,
see, that's what I mean. It's something. Well, let me ask you this, because we got a couple minutes before SamChat joins us. Is during Chapek's time, and I know this was highly, highly, highly controversial, but he was trying to move Imagineering out of Burbank
right.
and station them in a lake. What was it, Lake
Lake
Nona?
Lake Nona, yeah.
Yeah, Lake Nona in Florida. Do you think that was maybe a smart decision to do, or do you think they should home base, Imagineering in Burbank, but also have a Lake Nona location for the Orlando market, and then kind of have another maybe one or two locations in the international countries to kind of combat that? So that way you have 3 or 4 different headquarters of Imagineering, so they can focus on purely that market instead of trying to cross jump and all this.
Yeah, it seems like Bruce Vaughn is kind of implementing that strategy with the autonomy of these project teams, like where they're like, he said it worked really well with Zootopia in Shanghai, where these teams have like more autonomy and less Glendale meddling, so to speak. So we're kind of already going to see that. But in terms of like, a massive WDI like HQ, like, here and there. I don't think they're going to do that. But I do think that these teams are going to have more autonomy, which is good. So they can build these things more with the area in mind,
Sure.
which is going to be really important too, especially out there in Abu Dhabi. I mean, Abu
Oh, yeah.
Dhabi is hot, man. I mean, it's really, really hot. They have a lot of their parks out there are all indoors. And
Yeah.
so they have to design that whole park with that weather in mind, and they have like sandstorms and crazy stuff. So yeah, we'll see, but I don't know.
Well,
I can tell you one thing though for sure.
what's that?
This is probably the first time these white sneakers that Bob is wearing has ever hit
Ah,
the sand. has ever hit the sand, because they look pretty bright from way over here.
yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man. Again, I kind of feel. Oh, oh, look at this.
Oh yeah,
Oh
dude.
my gosh, dude.
Especially after Satan like maybe eats a whole bag of like spicy Cheetos. That
Oh,
hot.
heck yeah.
Not hey, conductor, not even a bidet could fix that one.
No, a bidet is way past that.
You're
Oh,
gonna need a garden hose, buddy.
yeah, probably. Oh my gosh. I'm not even gonna get into it. You're roping me into it. No, but one of the things also I wanted to ask you about this was, do you think tomorrow, let's say he is the new CEO, which again, I kind of feel everyone else kind of feels it is going to be. Do you think that he's going to be a lot more lenient when it comes to WDI projects or imaginary projects and not essentially deny literally almost everything that comes across his desk?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope we continue. Look, Universal is stepping it up. They have been stepping it up for a long time. We got to keep this momentum going because look, to be fair, like right now, Disney is turbocharging. We have a lot of projects right now. But I want to see them maintain that. So
Sure.
I hope they continue the momentum. I hope we get obviously at this D23. There's not going to be a lot of big new announcements. Okay, that's just not going to happen. If honestly, if they do, it's going to be that would shock me. But 2028, though, I think there's a possibility because a lot of these projects will be winding down by then.
Yeah.
And 2028, that's when you hit us with the new Tomorrowland, or you hit us with some big thing for Disneyland. There's a lot you can do in 2028, and that would continue. That would flesh out the rest of that decade. The back end. That the next 5 years. I think it would be really, really smart. Now, Chris West here. What's going on, Chris West? Good, always good to see you. Drew tweeted something that someone put Josh at 74%. Yeah, it was a Kalshi. I think it's like a prediction app or something like that. And I did see Drew's tweet. 74%'s pretty high. It's looking like it's going to be Josh.
It is. Yeah. And Kiki and Luca also says, does Dana leave if she's not a co-CEO?
No, you know what, Kiki and Luca, there was actually a report. I forgot how it was, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I was actually talking to Theme Park Wizard and Vash Sky about this on Wizard's channel. But supposedly Gorman, who's running the CEO succession plan, really wants to preserve talent. Like they don't want to lose a lot of people with this because they understand a lot of these executives will jump ship if they don't get picked. They're going to start incentivizing these big executives to stay. Now, here's the thing: Josh doesn't have Hollywood experience. Well, yeah. Dana does. So she's probably going to get promoted. They're going to give her a huge amount of money. And maybe she'll get a promotion to president of the Walt Disney Company or something like that, where she's not quite at Josh's level, but she's pretty high up the ladder. I'm predicting something like that because Josh doesn't have any Hollywood experience. And right now with Hollywood, we have AI, we got streaming, we have this Netflix and Warner Brothers stuff. There's a lot going on. He needs someone in the room that understands Hollywood, and they don't want to lose Dana because Dana actually is a pretty smart executive, to be honest with you. Her time at Fox was very successful, and actually she's doing really good. The job stuff she's doing at Disney has been really good for the most part. Like her entertainment side of it is performing, So they're going to want to keep her. So yeah, I don't think she's going to jump ship. I really don't. They'll incentivize her. She'll stay.
No. Yeah, I don't think so. And that would be smart again of tomorrow to bring back that president role because that actually got annexed with Chapek, wasn't it? Or was
no, that was actually that got cut with Bob Iger. And see, that's where you've always said, Conductor, and to your point, when you have Bob Iger, the CEO, he's also chairman of the board, and there's no president role. That's a lot of power for one dude. Now, look, I like Bob. I do. I don't have. I've said before. I think he's done a lot of great things for the Walt Disney Company, but you don't want to have one person with too much control. I think that when you have that, it leads to problems. Reenacting that president role would give a little bit more of a check to Josh's power. So you'd have the president role, and you'd also have the board, and that would balance things out a little bit. And I think that's important. So yeah, they should reenact it. They used to. actually, ironically, I think Bob Iger was the president of Disney for a while when it was Michael Eisner as CEO.
Yeah. Well, see, okay, let me read this comment, and then I have a follow-up question to that. Remy said, Dana's department is about to get some exciting with the release of a Doomsday trailer on Super Bowl. So,
Interesting.
but my follow-up question to that is, because you're absolutely right. I've brought it to your attention a lot recently, and I said that when you have the CEO of any company, but in this case, the Walt Disney Company, as Bob Iger is a CEO, and then he's also chairman of the board, it's almost like, okay, well, if I'm the CEO and I'm the chairman of the board, basically it's my way or no way because he has that much power. And I
Right.
said, well, with any company, oh, here we go. We got SamChat in the house. Good to see SamChat. Nice.
Hey,
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, SamChat? Before I continue, SamChat, would you like to let everyone know where they can find you on social media?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting me. And you can find me at SamChatProductions on Instagram and SamChat21 on X, formerly known as Twitter.
There he is. Sam, hey Sam, it's crazy. I feel like I just saw you, bro. Sam and I did a bar chat the other day. It was really fun. I love doing those with Sam. We live.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was cool. We live kind of close together, so we're able to kind of work those out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was listening to some of your live stream when I was driving home from work.
Oh, very
nice.
cool.
Yeah.
No, one of the things I want to bring up though is I kind of feel, and SamChat, this is going to be a question also for you as well. But I always kind of felt that if you have Iger as the CEO and you have Iger also chairman of the board, it's basically decisions either going his way or no way. And then, you know, there's no room for discussion because he has that much power. Do you think with whoever the next CEO is, it's probably going to be Josh. Do you think that there needs to be changes to that, which basically if you have a CEO role, that's it. You're the CEO, you can't be chairman of the board. That's why OG was mentioning with Iger's return, he got rid of the president's role, and that's something that Dana Walden could possibly take over where she oversees the board, but also maybe she can take care of the studio side, which is definitely hurting right now in Hollywood for the Walt Disney Company.
Yeah.
That's.
Oh, go ahead, Sam. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, that's a really strong point. Yeah, because from my understanding, Michael Eisner, he was chairman and CEO at the same time President Wells was president, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
There used to be a president role, and then Wells unfortunately passed away, and Bob Iger was actually the president under Eisner for a while. And then when Eisner came in, I forgot when exactly Eisner got rid. I mean, I'm sorry, not when Eisner. When Bob Iger came in, he got like early on, he got rid of the president role for some reason.
I think it was around 2012 when he got rid of it. Because if I remember correctly, he was president and CEO all the way up until 2012, and then he became chairman. So then he didn't think it made sense to have the president and the CEO role, so he just got rid of the president role. I think that's how it went.
I think you're right. I think it was around that 2012. Yep, 100%, Sam. That's a lot of power, you know, and I think, look, I think Bob Iger has done a lot of great stuff for the Walt Disney Company. I do, you know, he's done some great stuff, but anyone who has that much power and there's not a better check on that, it's going to lead to problems. So
no, absolutely. And I want to give a big shout out to Magical Hops for the super sticker. Thank you. And also Kiki and Luca for a super sticker. You guys are amazing. But I do agree with you both that I think something like that needs to change because you can't be a CEO and you can't be chairman of the board at the same time. It has to be one or the other. And then Sam, since you just came on. I did have some questions about Galaxy's Edge, and I want to get your opinion on this because obviously I've been down sick, so I haven't been able to report on this. But my first question to this, and I asked OG this question, do you think that this change right here for Galaxy's Edge, and keep in mind, this is only for Disneyland, this is not for Walt Disney World. Do you think this had something to do with the new CEO, or do you think it was Bob Iger, or do you think it was the board?
That's a good question. I mean, this sort of feels like one of those changes that like is to appeal to the fans, right? Like it feels like one of those kinds of changes. And when you look at the timing, right? Like this is done around the same time where, in theory, the next Disney CEO will be announced, right? So they're being done close to a similar time. So I feel like it's very credible, or like there's a very real possibility that maybe this change was made in response to there being a new CEO shake up soon. That way, like you sort of, hey, you can give the fans some trust, right?
Sure.
Yeah, like I don't know if this was a Josh move or maybe this was a Dave Filoni move, but like it's interesting.
It's definitely possible, and OG made a great point. This is happening the same time there's a massive shakeup at Lucasfilm. It's like literally there it's suspect, but it's also a good thing. But then many fans of Star Wars are saying that it's already too late and that you guys are trying to fix a problem that you spent $1 billion on and we didn't like. Now you're trying to revert it. It's like it's almost like a cop out.
I don't think it's ever too late. I don't think Star Wars.
I agree.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever too late. I think Star Wars is a great franchise that people really do love Star Wars. I think that they just haven't gotten the Star Wars that have really resonated with them.
Sure.
It's hibernating. It's not dead. And
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, look how mad people were. Look how mad and look how divided the fandom was after The Last Jedi, right?
Yeah.
But once they dropped Mandalorian season 1 in 2019, just a couple years after all that drama with The Last Jedi, that show was what moved the cultural needle big time. It was a massive hit for Disney, probably arguably one of the biggest hits in the Disney era, maybe even more culturally relevant than the sequel trilogy. I mean, definitely so, right? So all it took was the right show or the right Star Wars thing for people to be all in again. So I feel like people just want better Star Wars. And I think if you give it to them, it's fine. And honestly, people also have to remember too, the normie mindset. Like when people say, oh, it's too late, like too late for what? Like the normies aren't watching this stuff day in and day out like we are. No. So it's a different mindset. Like they're going to go to Galaxy's Edge and they're going to see the original trilogy and Mando and all that stuff. And they're going to eat it up. They're not going to sit there and go, well, it's been, 6 years. So, I think the normie mindset is different. I think the nerds like us in our little bubble, we interpret things differently. And I think a lot of times our nerdy little community, we don't take into account the normies enough because the normies are not on that same frequency as us. It's a whole different ballgame. We did the Disney cruise, The Wish, like 2.5 years ago. And all I hear on Twitter is like how all these Disney fans are like, oh man, Marvel, it's not Disney. Marvel isn't Disney, yada, yada, yada. We don't want Marvel. We go to this cruise, we go on the cruise, we eat dinner at this Marvel restaurant, and the normies are climbing over each other to meet Spider-Man. I mean, they were going nuts. Like I've said it before, you would have thought Elvis rose from the dead. This was crazy, like they love it. And, but if you only listen to the diehard nerds on X, you would have thought everyone hates Marvel with Disney, right? So a lot of fans, and that's why with this stuff, with the Star Wars stuff, yes, the diehard Star Wars fans are all riled up. They've been riled up for a long time. A lot of those fans are walking away. They're mad, yada, yada, yada. But the normies are going to be happy once they see something they like. They're not as emotional about it like a lot of the diehards.
No, by far.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you both, because obviously you could see from the picture that obviously Rise was going to go down. They were having some issues with the elevators and whatnot in the attraction, And you know, this got all the way up to David from Fresh Bake, which again, me and Orange Go 55 do a series on his channel called This Week in Disney, and we react to a lot of his videos and Bricky's videos. And he just put out another video today, which again, me and Orange Go 55 will do another episode tomorrow about. But one of the things he looked at, and he was kind of culture shocked, was them putting up construction walls in front of Rise of the Resistance. So it almost begs the question, are they doing more than fixing the elevators in Rise of the Resistance? Are they doing more to this attraction, and not necessarily replacing Kylo Ren with Darth Vader, but more than we thought?
You know, okay, I could be wrong. This is just OG speculating, you know, but like, I don't think so. I think this is the construction walls, or what we see here is probably refurbishment stuff. I would be very surprised if they go in there and start to like replace sequel era
I think we're too
animatronic.
early for that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that. I mean, I think this is more like a refurb thing. And I mean, they put construction walls around, you know, the Matterhorn when they refurb it. So it's probably a significant refurb, no doubt about that. But it's not, if people think that they're going to go in there and like put the old school stormtroopers in there, and you're going to have Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, that's not going to happen.
No.
Yeah, you're talking a lot of deconstruction for an attraction that's pretty amazing as it sits today.
Yeah,
but
they're not going to do it.
It would be a nightmare. But Sam Chat, before we get to you, Remy D sent a $5 super chat. Thank you, Remy D. He says, I am, as a normie, as you get with Star Wars, I am not that into it, and I find Galaxy's Edge is perfectly fine. So he thinks, and I agree with him. But do I think that they kind of maybe focused the land when they were developing it on the OG characters? Yeah, I think they missed that opportunity. But as the land sits today, I'm not completely disappointed, but there were things that they didn't include in the land because of budget issues, because they were building the Galactic Star Cruiser that we didn't get. But Sam, what do you think about Rise?
Yeah, no, it was kind of funny. When I saw these construction walls on my trip a week ago, I kind of cracked up when I saw the big access denied. I found that kind of funny. It kind of gave off the same energy that I don't know if you remember, but back in the day they had that big sign out in Toontown that said, "What big building?" Do you remember that?
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, and I found these walls kind of funny because they gave off that same energy. But yeah, no, it's interesting that they put up construction walls. I was definitely not expecting that. My guess is maybe they're doing a paint job, because like this rock work there's not really much shade. I know they have some umbrellas in the queue, but there's not really much shade in there aside from a few umbrellas. So like maybe they're repainting stuff, because that would be my guess as to why they put the walls up, because it seemed like if they weren't doing any big changes to the queue, like it probably would have just been roped off or something. I'm not too sure, but what I also want to know is, like, no permits have been filed, right, for Rise of the Resistance?
Not as far as I know.
Because if not, then I assume this would just be like a simple like repaint. Because I feel like if they were like really like doing like major changes, like updating the queue, making it more indoors, or like big changes like that, it seems like you would be seeing permits filed. And I don't think there are any permits being filed. So I assume this is just like simple maintenance, like repaint, stuff like that.
I agree with you completely. And they just made they made this whole big announcement just recently, like a week ago, about all these changes coming to Galaxy's Edge, right? If there was some massive change planned for this attraction, they would have announced it with all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So,
but
I don't think so. I really don't.
But
hey, maybe they're like you were saying, Sam. Maybe they're repainting. Maybe they're
sure.
reconfiguring the queue or something like that. Maybe they're replacing lampposts, or it could be a million things. But having construction walls around something they're refurbing is not that unusual.
No. And it's funny because John actually posted they sent Kylo back to Tomorrowland, which is funny because Darth Vader has been there all this time in the little launch bay closet, as I call it, the 1/30th of that building, kind of tucked away for Visa card members. Now Kylo's going to be over there. But it's funny because I even told George, because we were at Disneyland just recently to try out some of the foods that DCA and Disneyland were offering, and one of the new drink items in Galaxy's Edge was this pink drink, and actually it actually tasted pretty good. To me, it tasted like banana and bubble gum, and I like both of them, so I'm not disappointed. But one of the things I was telling George was, and this was days before they made the announcement about Darth Vader and all the changes. I said, how cool would it have been if they had Darth Vader and then they had Kylo Ren and they're kind of going at it. Like, you have that type of kinetic energy, because we've all seen the concept art when Galaxy's Edge was about to start building, and even during the building process, they were showing us concept art and whatnot. And one of the things we saw in the concept art was you saw all these roaming characters, which completely immersed you in Galaxy's Edge and made you feel like you're living that Star Wars story.
Right.
But now it's kind of like, even today, you do have roaming characters. Don't get me wrong. They've gotten a lot better since the land opened, but it's almost like a schedule base. It's not like you can walk in the Galaxy's Edge and these characters are on a schedule, which preferably I would want. I personally would want just characters kind of coming in and out of the land, interacting with guests, and not on a schedule basis, because that's what Galaxy's Edge to me kind of shouldn't have been from the beginning.
Yeah, make it feel more organic, like a bustling, galactic city or whatever. I mean, that's the energy that I was expecting. So yeah, I agree with you. I mean, and really for me, the land itself was never the issue. I know a lot of fans wanted Tatooine and stuff like that, but you have to understand too, like, a lot of the Star Wars locales don't really work in the real world. Like, do you really want Tatooine? You want like this hot, treeless land with mud huts? Like, is that really going to be great in Florida? We talked about, like, shade cover and stuff. Like, that would be a miserable experience. You know what I'm saying? They needed to create a new planet so they can design this thing around the real world stuff. The issue with the land,
like, to fit into Disneyland as well.
Exactly, 100%, Sam. But the issue with Galaxy's Edge was just they need more stuff in the land happening, and just more, like the music and you could have like Twilight girls walking around. You could have like
there you go.
little Ewoks. You could have little droids. Just have
maybe like more like kinetic stuff. Like maybe just like I don't know if this would happen. It might be too late for this now, but even like a drone spaceship flying and taking off would be pretty dope.
That would be
I don't know if that would work, but because there's not really much space to work with back there. But I feel like even smaller things like like the turrets at Rise of Resistance, it doesn't move, it just stands still, right? Like maybe they could like move, they could like change it so that
that would be awesome.
I feel like when they were designing Galaxy's Edge, one of the first budget cuts was the moving parts, because I think Disney management thought at the time, they were like, oh, well, when people take pictures of this thing for Instagram, they're going to be pictures, right? So you're not going to be able to tell if the thing is supposed to move or not, right? Because it's a picture, right? I bet you that was probably their mindset, which is kind of a shame, because I do wish we'd have more moving stuff in Galaxy's Edge. But yeah.
I agree. It's that kinetic energy. It makes all the difference. Go ahead, Conductor.
It does.
No. I was going to agree with you guys. It definitely does. And that's why I kind of felt Galaxy's Edge has always been missing, is that there was not enough kinetic energy. And when again, when you watch any of the Star Wars films, and I mean any of them, doesn't matter if it's prequel, sequel, doesn't matter. You always see this environment where it's constant movement, constant interaction, constant, kinetic energy. And that's what we all thought when Galaxy's Edge was put together and built, that we were going to get that same thing. And like I said, they've gotten a little bit better since the land was built.
Yeah.
But it needs more. It needs more. Like, you can't tell me that I wouldn't mind seeing, like, for example, Dark Vader, like Kylo Ren has done with his stormtroopers. You have Dark Vader with his stormtroopers, but you have C-3PO walking around, or you have maybe Palpatine walking around with his knights, or you have freaking, like OG says, you have the droids, or you have I know what you call them, OG. I call them like little teddy bears from Endor walking around, or stuff like that. That would be awesome. Or like Sam Chat said, with the turrets on the Rise of Resistance, freaking moving back and forth. That would be amazing. And then Remy D had 2 amazing comments. He's all like, "That would be sick if Kylo Ren confronted Vader. Grandpa, I'm more powerful than you ever was. Then he gets force choked." That would be awesome. Dude,
oh man,
that would be awesome. And then you have, I think Star Wars deserves its own theme park, so you can give it the space to accommodate all the planets and eras.
I mean, that would be cool to have a Star Wars
Mhm.
park, that'd be very, very cool.
So the
It would be.
last thing I wanted to bring up on this was Oga's Cantina, because obviously Oga's Cantina is getting reworked to kind of fit that that new change that's coming. Now, I want to ask you guys, what do you think the new changes are going to be in Oga's Cantina inside?
Okay, so I was here kind of recently with our friend Mindy and Mr. Webba and Thrilla B and stuff, and we had a blast in here, dude. I love Oga's Cantina. The energy in here is amazing, like amazing. But the issue that I have with Oga's Cantina is they put you on a stop clock. So you get in there and it's like 45 minutes. So it's like everyone's talking and you're vibing with people. It's a great time, but then okay, you got to go. I wish they could do something about that. Now, my hope, and we'll see if there's a way they can do it, if they can expand that capacity so they didn't have that timeline where you get in there and you can actually soak it in and kind of enjoy it for a little bit, would be awesome. I'm hoping for something like that, but I don't think so. Because Conductor, you and I actually did a video on my channel recently where they're going into the Lamplight Lounge as well. I think there's something resort wide with the kitchens or something that they're updating. I could be wrong. I'm just guesstimating, but there was a Lamplight Lounge refurb, I think, scheduled soon or something like that.
So I think they're almost done with the refurb. I think because David, I think it was David from Fresh Baked, he was actually showing that they were doing a lot of painting on the outside, on that patio that kind of sits on the lagoon.
Right.
But there were permits filed for updates and stuff. So I think a lot of the kitchens did need to be updated, and I think we're going to see a lot more throughout the upcoming months, both at DCA and Disneyland. So I do think that this could be part of it. It does bug me though, like you said, you're in there, you're vibing, you have the music going with DJ Rex, you're hanging out with friends, you're talking to other folks at the bar, and you're on a time limit. And that's why people said, even with that restaurant that the Galactic Star Cruiser got, that we were supposed to get here at Disneyland, never did.
Right.
It was going to be almost the same thing. You order your food, you're at a sit down table, and you probably have an hour to eat and then get out. And that's not really immersive at all.
It's bad show. It's bad show. Yeah. Now, John Make It Rain here says there was a couple told to sit next to a family and it was very awkward. Yeah. See, I actually I know a lot of people don't like that element of Oga's where you're like seated next to people that you don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of like that though. I don't know. I'm a people person though. I mean, I'm more of an extrovert. So I think if you're more introverted, I could see how that would be kind of like, man, I don't really want to.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Sometimes it's kind of fun too to like meet new groups, right? When you're like,
It is.
especially in like the Millennium Falcon ride, right? When you're like in a group of 2 and then you get paired with a group of 4.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think it's kind of fun.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Wasn't there my understanding, wasn't August Cantina designed so that it had a stage in it? Because I could have sworn I watched like a Chris Provost video and he was saying that like there was originally supposed to be a stage thing in there, but then like there was budget cuts and it got blocked out. Because that would be really cool if they brought that back and maybe they did like a mini show or something while you drink.
That would be dope.
That was actually there was going to be a sit down restaurant that was going to be connected to Oga's.
Yeah.
And they were going to share a kitchen, and that stage was part of that bigger restaurant.
Oh.
And see, that would have made Oga's better too, because it would have fixed the capacity issue. Because then you have the restaurant where people can drink in there too, splitting up those crowds a little bit. You wouldn't have everybody and their mom trying to get into Oga's, that little tiny spot. So they screwed it when they cut that restaurant.
But see, they did before they cut it though, OG though. One of the things that Bricky did, he did a video way long ago, was they already built the infrastructure for that restaurant. So if they really wanted to bring that back to life, they could. And I think what would be absolutely beneficial if they did bring that restaurant is you have two entrances. You keep the one for Oga's, but then you have the one for the restaurant. And then you open up the wall somewhere in Oga's and it's connected to the restaurant. So people that maybe ate at the restaurant and want to go hang out at Oga's for 20 minutes and get a cocktail and then leave, you have that flow, which also, like OG says, opens that capacity. Again, they already built the infrastructure for it. And I really honestly think with all these changes happening, I really honestly think that was the doing of the new CEO. And if it is tomorrow, I would personally like him, since the infrastructure is already there, to announce this restaurant. Because there was other things that got cut from the land, like the Bantha ride. That would be a little hard to build now. But the restaurant's already there. You can easily greenlight the restaurant once again and really, really bring this land to the next level.
No, you're right. And the restaurant's gonna print money. It's gonna absolutely print money. And so, but see, that's the thing. And SamChat in the chat said Bob Chepek, and that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was.
It's so tempting not to interact with the chat, because I have right here, it says connect your YouTube account. And I was like, oh, I can interact with the chat from here.
Oh, there you go.
No, I love it. I love it. But that's exactly what it was. Chapek decided, okay, we're doing the Galactic Star Cruiser. Let's go ahead and put this restaurant behind a $4,000 paywall. So the restaurant, a version of that restaurant, was actually on the Star Cruiser.
Yeah.
But now the Star Cruiser's gone, and now we don't have anything. So now's the time, Josh. Now's the time. Bring it back, baby. Go.
I feel like it would be real quick. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I feel like it would be funny if like you had a droid walk into Oga's Cantina and then the bartender's like, "Hey, we don't serve your kind here." I feel like just funny things like that. I feel like Galaxy's Edge just needs more funny things like that, because like Star Tours definitely like dips into that funny, entertaining side really well, especially with like when they take your picture and they're like, we know you have this rebel spy on board. Or even like when you're like on the Kashyyyk scene and then like as you fly away, then like there's the angry Wookiee who's like growling at you and you're like, how it holds his fist up. Yeah, I feel like Galaxy Edge definitely needs more of like a fun. I feel like Galaxy Edge could definitely dip into more of that fun side of Star Wars a bit. So hopefully we see more of that fun aspect of Star Wars with this, like with these changes.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Sam. I'm actually really glad you brought that up, because you make a great point. Because one of the biggest complaints about Batuu is that it feels like Galactic Baghdad, right? It's kind of a little bit, and so how do you soften that with some humor, some funny little moments with the droids or the Ewoks or some alien? Hey, I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. I think they should do that.
They should even have Bob Chapek in there. He could say something like, "I apologize for not being the ally that you needed me to be."
Oh, for sure. Hold on. Once you say that, SamChat, I gotta play it. Here we go.
Apologize for not being the ally that you needed me to be.
There he is.
Dang.
That's our boy. That's our boy.
He has it on recording. I love that.
Yeah,
But
dude.
yeah, a lot of great changes happening at Galaxy's Edge. Hopefully, this is just the beginning of it. Hopefully, there's more changes that come. Like I said, with the restaurant, because I kind of feel with the Galactic Star Cruiser, even though they retrofitted a lot of the building for WDI Imagineering, I kind of feel like they could still pull elements from that restaurant, save money, and remove them, and then bring them to the infrastructure place for our restaurant that was to be, and bring it to life. I would love that. But Sam, I want to ask you about one more thing, because OG brought this up. Okay, so this is Iger in Abu Dhabi recently with tomorrow, but obviously tomorrow's missing in action. Do you think that Bob Chapek, I should call him a Bob Chapek, Bob Iger, do you think he is taking too much of the spotlight, even though he's on his way out?
Yeah, this is I do think Josh D'Amaro probably should have been in here in this photo with them. Like I get that it's like, to play devil's advocate, I do get that, like, because this does sound like a pretty big thing for Disney.
Oh, sure.
Right? Like, because I think Josh D'Amaro said in his, or I'm sorry, not Josh D'Amaro, Jack from DSY Newscast made a great point in one of his videos from, I think, a few months ago, that like this Abu Dhabi will be within the 1/3 of the world's population. Something like that. It was, I think that's what he said. But like, so I could see why Iger might want some sort of, like when you look at it from Iger's perspective, I can see why he might say something. Why think, oh, I want my legacy imprinted on this. But like, I do agree with you. Josh D'Amaro should have been in this vote, because that sort of it sort of gives both of them credit. I feel like Iger just being in this vote by himself is a bit a little selfish, honestly, especially when you're going through a CEO transition. It was a little selfish.
I agree, Sam. I was saying the same thing. It feels very narcissistic, so to speak. And I'm not trying to diagnose the guy, but it comes off that way. It does. It's all about Bob, and he wants to have the final kind of hurrah before they announce the new guy, right?
Sure.
It's just not a good look. And like I was saying earlier, like, you have to kind of have the social awareness for this stuff, and a lot of times people lack it. And obviously Bob Iger kind of lacks it, because here's the thing too. Bob Iger used to have a different PR person. Yeah. I forgot her name, Xena or something like that.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, and she was a rock star. Like this, she was fantastic in her role, but she retired when Bob Chapek took over. And now he's got, I believe, Christina Shockey, I think her name is, and she was like a former PR person for like Hillary Clinton and Biden and things, and a lot of political people. But she's been in the role for a few years now. But I don't think she's been as good as the former lady was. And I think that Bob, I don't know, he hasn't been on his game with the social awareness, the PR stuff. He's been making a lot of these kind of little blunders like this. I mean, he's been getting a lot of crap on Twitter about this, Yeah. And and I agree with Sam. I think Josh should have been in the picture. And I mean, Josh is the experiences guy. He runs that division.
I feel like also too, Iger has been very much like, I feel like Iger has been a little too focused on his legacy as of recently. Like, I feel like he's just been focusing more on his legacy recently than he has been on just like, what's best for Disney. Because like, look at the Walt Disney show, right? Like, he put his voice, like, he's the narrator in the show. And I think a lot of people wish it had been someone like Bob Gurr or Julie Andrews, or someone who is like who is like alive when Walt, or like who worked with Walt. With Walt Disney. It just feels like recently he's just been a little too focused on his legacy per se.
Well, yeah, and I think that when you focus too, and I like I said, I've recorded a video with Jared from Capture the Magic. It will be up tomorrow. We dipped into this big time, but like, I think when you're hyper focused on your legacy, your legacy takes a hit. Like sometimes it's better to kind of like let go and kind of just do your thing. Like it's kind of like YouTube, right? If you're just focused on the analytics, your content's gonna suck, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be like if you get your content right, the numbers will come, right? But if you're so focused on the analytics and how you look and all this stuff, it's your content's gonna be shit. You know, it's the same thing here. Like he's so focused on his legacy that it's hurting his legacy. Like just focus on the job and get this transition correct and just focus on the stuff that matters, and the legacy, the good legacy will follow. But I think he's got it backwards, and these are legacy pictures right here, and it screams ego. And I'm sorry, I like Bob, I do. I've defended Bob over the years. I think he's made a lot of good decisions for Disney. He's done a lot of great stuff, but I'm going to call it like I see it. I think this was a bad call. I think it's terrible optics.
Amusement Park Pirates has an interesting comment. He said, "What if Josh took the pictures and wanted Bob to have his moment?" Maybe that's true, but I feel like Bob still should have said, Iger should have still said something like, "Josh, you should be in this photo with me."
Well, that's why, especially since there's other pictures online. Obviously, not as many as Bob's photo op on the beach, but there are photos where Tomorrow did go with him back to Abu Dhabi with Bob Iger. So I agree with you. And OG makes an excellent point too. He is the park's chairman of Parks and Experiences. So why not have him in this picture, which is basically going to be a legendary park of the Walt Disney Company? Because obviously Abu Dhabi is basically Satan's hell with the heat and all that. So it's going to be all indoors. So it's going to be very unique. That's never been done before for the Walt Disney Company. So I think Tomorrow shouldn't have been included. And I said early on, before you came on, Sam, I said, well, maybe they're trying to keep the worst kept secret of Tomorrow being the next CEO. But it's like, we're not stupid. We're not born yesterday. We all know that it's a great possibility Tomorrow's going to be the next CEO.
Right.
It's like 95% likely he'll be the next CEO.
100%. And this isn't something that like would be unusual for him to be included in, because he runs this division.
Yeah.
And at least have maybe some like, you know, solo shots of Tomorrow on the beach, right? I mean, come on, let's be a little fair here. But Kiki and Luke are right. He's probably, or Pirates. I'm sorry, Amusement Park Pirates. You're right. Josh was probably the cameraman, and Bob Iger is probably sitting there going, "You know what, Josh? Can you get like the sun like over my shoulder?
Get my good side.
Yeah, can you get my good side for me? You know,
oh my god."
You know,
that's
I'm
horrible.
The photo of my book isn't good enough, Josh.
Oh, there you go. I see. I like that book.
Right here on the beach.
Dang.
Absolutely.
Hey, you gotta get him to sign that. That would be awesome.
I will say this is a little off topic, but like I am very interested in seeing what they do with Abu Dhabi, because like that's like a there's a big theme park market there, right? Like it's different from Shanghai, where like when Shanghai Disneyland opened, like the theme park art form for the most part was still pretty new to that culture. Whereas like with Disneyland Abu Dhabi, there's already like a whole other theme park economy in that country, right? So like theme parks are already pretty relevant, you know? So like it seems like the Imagineers already have like, you know, they'll have like more experience to work with when like hiring people in that country to work on Disneyland Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. No, I know you're right. I'm very curious about that project too, because it's basically a blank check. You know, I mean, that Marin group, I think it is, or something. I always massacre the name, but they're paying for this thing. So, I mean, this thing is going to be crazy cool. And then with them paying for all this R&D, some of that stuff is probably going to come over here stateside.
Yeah.
No,
that'd
absolutely.
be amazing.
No, absolutely. And one of the things I want to bring up to you guys again, and this is going back to Disneyland. So I'm going to confess right now. I'm going to confess it. I love Gordon. Okay. I love Hell's Kitchen. I love Kitchen Nightmares. I love some of his other shows, but Hell's Kitchen and Kitchen Nightmares are my top two. And I've been waiting for an opportunity to try some of his food because I've never been to any of his restaurants. My dad went to his burger restaurant in Las Vegas. Again, very high priced. He said it was a good burger, but for the price, But this new pub coming to downtown Disney that's going to share the space of Earl's Sandwich. And actually, Gordon was there the other day doing a photo op in front of his little marquee. Let me ask you guys, with all the
real quick though, he should have had Josh take this picture because Iger's photos were way better.
Exactly. Hey, at least Josh should have been in the picture. Come on, man.
Come on. Amateur stuff, dude. Get Josh in there. Take the pic,
Exactly. I want to ask you guys, with all the changes happening in downtown Disney, we're seeing it. Do you think it's way off base to have a Gordon Ramsay type high scale restaurant, or does this fit into the aesthetic that Disney is trying to incorporate in downtown Disney?
I think it's perfectly fine because it's not like Disney's only putting in pricey stuff. Like, we're getting the Gordon Ramsay thing, which is probably going to be an arm and a leg, I'm sure. But then right in that same building is Earl's Sandwich, which is not an arm and a leg. That's just sandwiches. Yeah. We also have a lot of and I personally like the Parkside Market. They have like the Korean place, and I think like a chicken place. And that place is fairly reasonable in pricing. It's like food court style, whatever. So it's not like it's only going to be fancy restaurants. So I think it offers you the fancy, but like this, and Din Tai Fung is on the more pricey side. But there's also other things to offset that. So I'm okay with it, but I don't know. What do you think, Sam?
Wait, so real quick, where are they building this? Is it like closer to like Din Tai Fung, or is it going to be like closer to where Porto's is? Do they say where they're building it?
No, it's right over there by, that grassy knoll. Well, the fake grass over there by
like with like the stage kind of? Yeah.
Yeah, it's right next to that. Yep.
Oh, okay. And this restaurant and Earl's Sandwich will both be like in that same building area?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. So it's going to be a massive See, Sam, this is the building right here. It's a massive building. I think it's going to be what, OG, two stories or 3 stories?
I think 2, but I could be wrong on that. I think it's 2 stories, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, 2 stories. But yeah, I'm very interested to try this restaurant. Again, huge fan of Gordon Ramsay, and I think personally, I'm going to be one of these nerds. Okay, I'm going to be one of these nerds when they announce the grand opening day. I think I'm going to call off work if I'm working that day. I'm going to do everything I can to clear my schedule, because knowing that he'll probably be there is just like freaking an apple pie on Christmas morning for me.
Oh, I love it.
Like, oh my God, I would love to get a photo with him.
Oh, you should.
This guy's my childhood right here, man.
Oh, do it, man.
When I needed drama and excitement to watch on TV, I'll just turn on Hell's Kitchen and be like, oh yeah.
I had no idea. I had no idea that Conductor was a Gordon Ramsay fanboy. That's amazing.
I am. Dude, the guy is phenomenal, man. With
that
all
is
the
amazing.
Restaurants he's had all over the world, and the fact that he's doing all this stuff, he's getting his kids in the cooking and whatnot. It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's absolutely amazing.
Now, Kiki and Lucas said, Conductor, this is not Cane's. You're really gonna rope drop this? It's not Cane's, bro.
Oh, I'm rope dropping it, Kiki and Lucas. You will see me standing in line. I can promise you that. This ain't going to be no $15 Raising Cane's. This is going to be like probably $30-$40, but it's worth it. If I can meet the man, it's worth it.
Gordon Ramsay is on a lot of like Mr. Beast's videos.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah.
They've been doing a lot of collabs. See, that's what I mean. And then running all these restaurants, doing multiple shows that he does for Fox and all that. Dude, the guy seems to have more energy than Bob Iger, and Bob Iger looks like he freaking, I don't know, between him trying to I don't know, look like a GQ model and then be on the beach with a photo op. It's like, what the hell are we watching here, man?
Yeah, I tell you, man. I tell you, Mr. Beast, not to go too off on a tangent, but Mr.
Sure.
Beast is funny because recently, I don't know. I mean, I'm a K-pop guy, but there's a group in K-pop called New Jeans. And what, like the main girl, Danielle, she got cut from the group because she caused the record label all kinds of problems.
Sure.
It was all kinds of legal drama for like a year. And so they cut her from the group, and the record label is suing Danielle for like $30 million, right?
Jeez Louise.
It's crazy. I know, and I feel bad for this kid, you know. She's a young girl and stuff. I feel bad for her. Anyway, a lot of the fans were upset, so they've been tagging Mr. Beast on Twitter, saying, "Can you help her? Can you help her?"
Oh my God.
And he actually responded, like, "What do you guys need me to do?" Yeah, he's like, "What do you guys need me to do?" I know, like, man, this is crazy. Mr. Beast, man. I mean, 30 million for Mr. Beast is like nothing, dude. That's like the change we find under like the seat cushions for us. You know?
Exactly. And it's absolutely incredible because Gordon and him have done a lot of collab, and then I think Mr. Beast actually filmed some of his episodes from his new show that he's doing, like that competition show on the Universal backlot.
Yeah.
So he was just there a couple months ago. So freaking phenomenal, dude. He's another one I would love to meet.
No, 100%. Now, John Make It Rain has a lot of great points here. It says Cane's is horrible for you. They use a lot of ingredients that cause inflammation. Seed oil is not good for us. It's funny, actually. Jared and I were talking about this before we started recording.
Sure.
Seed oil is like, it's really bad for you guys. And like the thing is, like, I think, and this is just my theory, but I think there's a huge uptick in like young people getting like colon cancer and stuff.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that is connected to like the seed oil stuff. This stuff causes, John is right. It causes a ton of inflammation, and if you can stay away from it as much as you can, please do. It's not good at all.
Absolutely.
But Conductor, you know what doesn't have seed oil in it?
What's that?
A good old-fashioned beer. So you better off having a beer.
Exactly. I should have some beers, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe some fruity cocktails. I don't know. Something
there we
like
go.
that. Exactly. So one of the things, I'm going to play two videos. One, and again, this is going to now Universal. We're going to pivot. This is from our good friend ThemePark Wizard, and there's going to be some updates. So OG already knows the protocol, but SamChat, since you're new to this, we're kind of gonna dive into kind of like a reaction segment of this. At any point, if you want me to pause, let me know. I'll pause it. We could talk about it. But these are some recent updates coming from Universal Hollywood. So I wanted to showcase Wizard and Mondo from Five Fires.
Yeah,
sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
And real quick before you do that, Conductor, before we get started, Kiki and Luke has a great point. He said he got a colonoscopy last year, and he's right. I got mine done, I think 2.5 years ago now, but you definitely get it done. If you're within that age range where you should get checked, you should definitely do it, because it's definitely preventable. If they can get those polyps early, they can stop it from getting worse. So with the American diet and the way we all eat, it's a good idea. So get checked.
And I cannot wait until my turn. Oh my God.
Oh,
no,
dude.
Don't say it. Don't say it. I know you and Jared have wild ideas. Don't you dare say it. Don't you dare say it.
Oh,
going.
You'll have fun.
Yeah, I'll have a blast. I'll make sure they up my meds and knock me out for good.
For good.
Good God.
Welcome back to ThemePark Visit on this lovely Saturday afternoon here with the wifey today, filming some B-roll, and gonna check up on all the projects, including taking the studio tour, because there's a lot happening over there. So let's get over to the tech service recording and see what's going on over there.
And just real quick, shout out to ThemePark Wizard. This guy is phenomenal with his permits. Dude, I don't know if he waves his magical wand or something to find these permits. It's freaking phenomenal.
Well,
And he's a lot of fun to hang out with too.
Oh, Wizard's a blast, dude. I actually stayed at Wizard's place like a week and a half ago now, I think it was. And we had a blast. We went to the bar chat location. We hung out with a bunch of friends. It was a really, really good time. But Theme Park Wizard has been in this social media or content creation thing for as long as I've been. And I've seen this guy like grow as a creator, and he's always upping his game, dude. He's always quality focused. He works his butt off. He's got a regular 9-to-5 job. He does the content as well. He's a travel agent on top of that. Like, so yeah, big shout out to Wizard. And everyone at home, if you're not subscribed to him on YouTube, Theme Park Wizard, go subscribe. He's an amazing dude. One of the nicest dudes too. So
absolutely. He's phenomenal.
Checking out the tech services building. Nothing has started yet, at least that I can see. The ground is still broken over there though. Probably get
Wait, I have not been to Universal in a while. I've been Universal in a while, so where is this?
So this is actually directly behind ET. This is backstage area.
Oh, so is this like so like ET where wait, where's that? Is that like kind of like near the upper lot kind of?
No. So it's a parking structure. So as you're
the parking structure?
Yeah, so as you're driving, as you're driving in, you'll see this massive parking structure. That's ET, and this is literally behind ET. And what he's talking about is they're going to be building a lot of during the process of building a lot of studio buildings, more kind of towards the back lot, so they can clear out the lower lot for theme park expansion. Because
gotcha.
I'm sure you remember Universal Hollywood is tiny, and people have been wanting more theme park, so they're in the process of doing that, of moving a lot of studio buildings to that area.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Look, we have a company name, Swinnerton. That is the contractor for this building right here. Work continues on the walkway to this I-5 Eastern Security Hub over here. Not too much progress that I can see from the fencing over there, but they are starting to work along the
Eve on Mac immerses you in a universe with
platform up there. So I'm very curious.
So I want to ask you before I ask OG, because he stepped off for a minute. Remy D asked, after Japan, do we think Pokemon is also going to come to Universal Hollywood or just Orlando? And SamChat, just Pokemon in general, because obviously we've seen an uptick in attendance over the last couple of years with Super Nintendo World, and then just recently with Epic Universe opening with their Super Nintendo World.
Yeah.
Do you think Pokemon would be a massive, massive success for the U.S. parks?
I think so. I mean, personally, I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan, but there are a lot of people out there who just love Pokemon, who aren't even like theme park nerds like you and I, who absolutely love Pokemon. So there's definitely like a market you could dive into there. I feel like I know there's like FanFest night coming up, right? I don't know if they would incorporate like Pokemon into FanFest night, but it seems like that would be like kind of like a good little event to like kind of test the waters and see like how Pokemon would do in like a theme park setting. Then if it's like really popular, oh yeah, we can, build like a Pokemon land or something. But no, Pokemon is a very big IP. I think it would do very well at a Universal park. The only thing is Universal doesn't own IP, so like then it brings the question like how long would that land last before like licensing expires?
Yeah, and that's something OG. I've asked him many times, and he's actually brought it to my attention that Pokemon actually has multiple companies that own that IP. So licensing for the theme parks would be a challenge, even though it'd be a massive success, because we're seeing a lot of it in Universal Japan. They're actually starting to build the land now, which is crazy. And they actually do have a lot of parades with Pokemon characters. They have meet and greet Pokemon characters, and it's a massive hit out there. So
That's
it's
crazy.
oh yeah, it's more than possible by far.
It looked like
Yeah,
I
and
know
if
it's
they
like a
already
better
have a
looking suit.
Pokemon land built in Japan, then it seems like it wouldn't be that hard for them to just take what they built in Japan and then just clone it for California. Of course, you'd probably have to change a couple things because
Sure.
Japan, California is a little different as far as like the theme park guests and culture goes, but I think it's very possible for sure.
So, OG, I want to ask you this question because I just
Sure.
asked Sam this question. Remy D says, after Japan, so Universal Japan is building a Pokemon land. He
Right.
asked, do we think Pokemon is also coming to Universal Hollywood or just Orlando? What do you think?
I think they're going to try to put it in Hollywood as well. Pokemon is such a massive franchise. They would be stupid not to.
That's
Yeah.
what I was saying, but you've also brought it up to my attention as well that Pokemon, the IP itself, is kind of connected to multiple companies, so the licensing might be an issue.
Yeah, but they've already announced that they're going to do something in Japan with Pokemon. So it seems like they've kind of worked that out. So yeah, I think we'll probably get something Pokemon. I do. In Orlando, I mean Florida definitely will.
Yeah, no, by far.
Field tour. Nothing new happening after in this little section. They still dug up all the trees. Maybe they're gonna use it for utilities, but who knows? There's still a whole big dirt patch right now. So again, this is the Woody Woodpecker parking lot. Again,
And I just want to say big shout out to Captain Magic. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
them. I cannot wait to hang out with them in Orlando. It's going to be a blast. And then I think we're doing a video on was it your channel or Camper's channel on Wednesday?
Yeah, or a live show. We're gonna play a game, spin the wheel, theme park edition. So those are a lot of fun. Those are a lot of fun.
Oh my god, you imagine that's gonna be wild. Like I thought it was crazy with me, you, George, Tones, Tommy, and Mark at Disneyland. This is gonna be a whole nother crazy right here. I'm telling you right now.
Those spin the wheel games are really fun. And a big shout out to Candy Camper, because he's the one who kind of came up with that, and he does all the work with the wheel and all that. It's a lot of fun. Basically, what it is, you spin the wheel and you get 3 different attractions, and you have to decide whether to keep one, destroy one, or retheme one.
Oh
And
man,
it gets a little rough because sometimes you have 3 really good attractions and you got to get rid of one, you got to retheme it. So it's a fun game. We've done it a few times on OG55. It's a multi-channel experience. It's my channel, and then Conductor, you've done it once, I think, on your channel as well. We multi-streamed it. And then also I think Tommy's done one, and Capture the Magic is going to be on this one. So
I can't wait to hear his opinions. That's going to be a blast to hear that one.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
we got security over there, but we'll have to see. It says hole over there, so maybe some utilities. But very curious. Something was definitely necessitated to take out all those big, tall palm trees there. The side of the escalator is starting, the wall of the escalator structure is starting to be constructed. I wonder if it'll be fully enclosed or just go up to that particular section right there. Again, no official renderings of this project, so this is all a mystery. We're watching it in real time. They installed more of the roof on the security structure, and I'll show that on a following clip on the way out. I'm gonna go in, ride the studio tour, and come on back out. Yeah, they got a whole bunch of new steel right there to make the escalator look beautiful. All right, the plaza fences here got markers set all around the ground here, but no new digging so far. They took out the planter. We'll check that out on the way out. Yeah, so tried all this to be dug up, and then eventually walls go that way. They sure took the Grinchmas stuff down fast. Plaza's back open and ready to go for Fan Fest nights and for our enjoyment. Wide open now.
Hey, can you pause it real quick, Conductor?
Absolutely.
For Fan Fest nights.
So they cut the hours for Fan Fest this year, I think by like a half an hour, right? It used to be, yeah, it used to be 2 a.m. Now it's 1:30 a.m. It is what it is. But here's the thing. Last year, the attendance was not great from what I'm hearing. And that for me, that's upsetting because Fan Fest is a fantastic after hours event, which honestly outshines a lot of the Disney events. If you guys can afford at home, if you guys can afford it and it's in your budget, try to go to Fan Fest this year. Try to support this event because Universal does put on a great time. And for me, it's sad to see them cutting back hours and, you know, budget cutting it a little bit because, you know, people aren't showing up. It deserves all the love. Look, I mean, honestly, I will be here and I'll be the biggest cheerleader for it because it's freaking awesome. It's a great event, you know, and I would hate to see them not do it anymore. You know what I'm saying? I think more people need to get out there and check this out. So support Fan Fest, and you can actually get your tickets through ThemePark Wizard. You can reach out to him, or you can reach out to me if you don't have his stuff. You can reach out to me, and I can deliver the message. But Fan Fest, gotta do it.
Wait, so do they have like a lot of mazes at Fan Fest? And don't you get to like do like some of the backlot as well?
Yeah, dude, it's fun. Like this past year, the backlot, it was Hill Valley, like where they filmed the Back to the Future movies. And they took you down there and they had a Back to the Future projection show on the clock tower. Ooh. Dude, it was sick, man.
It was dope.
Bro, I'm getting goosebumps even just freaking talking about it. It was amazing, man. It was amazing. And the music playing and all that. And then they had a Star Trek maze where you go through. It's like not scary like HHN, but you go through, it's like a story, right?
Yeah.
And like all hands on deck, let's get to the bridge, that kind of thing, you know? And then what else did they have? Oh, Dungeons and Dragons, which had this massive, they have like these massive like puppets and stuff like that.
Really?
Dude, oh, it was amazing. I'm telling you.
That sounds crazy.
Dude, Sam, I'm telling you, this was such a cool event. I did it I think twice last year, but it was such a cool event. And I guess the attendance wasn't really there though. And so Universal did pull back a little bit. I'm like, that's sad because it's dope, man. Like, come on, you know? So spread the word.
Oh, absolutely. And like OG said, dude, I'm telling you right now, what made the highlight of Fan Fest, two things. One, like he was mentioning, Courthouse Square with the whole Back to the Future vibes. Oh my God. And the characters, the band playing. Oh, it was amazing. And then, and this is going to tie into OG, and I know he loves this.
Yeah.
You had literally walking right past the DreamWorks Theater. Oh, yeah. You had One Piece and Jujutsu Kaisen characters doing meet and greets right there. And OG, I'm going to let you take away real quick on that.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't even, One Piece is a massive franchise. And I wasn't really too familiar with it. And we're walking through this area, and I guess there's like one character in there that has like big orange hair and like, I guess like a bikini top and like jeans or something. And all these baddies are dressed like her in the park. Peter in the chat, Peter would have loved it. Peter is a big ally of the baddie community. He would have loved it. Absolutely. No, it was fantastic. But in all seriousness, though, the One Piece stuff was amazing, and the fans for One Piece are super passionate, which I love. And it was bigger than I expected. It gave Back to the Future a little run for its money. I mean, in terms of the enthusiasm, there was a lot of people out there for Back to the Future, but there were just a little bit more out there for One Piece. So yeah, it was cool though. It was really, really cool. And now they've expanded it. Now we're getting One Piece in the in the in the Waterworld area. Ally, there we go. An ally, Cap, an ally, you know?
Oh my gosh.
He's a big ally.
I will tell you this before I play some more. I know Jared's watching. If he does come out to California for FanFest, dude, I cannot wait for that, because taking them through Universal, taking them through Disneyland, oh, it's going to be such a blast, dude.
Oh,
my God.
Jared, you're gonna love it, man. It's
dude.
and this is the thing, right? Like, our Hollywood is a small little park. It really is, but it has that charm to it. It's a studio too, and you really, really feel the Hollywood. You know?
Yeah, I love how they have the studio tour part of the Universal Park. Like, it sort of gives like the park more of a I don't know, like, I just love it when like you have like a track, like these parks that are like really go all in with their theme, kind of like with Animal Kingdom and like the safari thing. It's like really cool when like you have these really passionate parks. And that's why I was like kind of bummed when like they removed like the special effects show and like the pet show thing, because I feel like that really kind of added to like the theme of like this being a park where you go to see how movies are made, and it's like a whole behind the scenes thing. And I was kind of bummed to see like those shows get taken away for like a Fast and Furious ride. And I'm sure obviously this ride will be very popular, because I haven't been on a lot of Universal's roller coasters, but like it sounds like Universal always does a good job with their roller coasters. It sounds like they're always very popular, but like still, it's like kind of a bummer we lost those shows.
Well, I agree with you, and that's part of the charm about this park is that Hollywood thing. But I hope they balance it out. Hopefully, we can maybe get something like that again. You know, go ahead, Conductor.
No, I was just gonna say that you know, one of the slogans for Universal Hollywood compared to Orlando was the entertainment capital of the world. Well, you can't call it that anymore with one show in the park. You can't do that. So, like OG said, with all these changes happening at Universal Hollywood, with, you know, a lot of the changes going to be happening on the lower lot, with a lot of the studio buildings and all that getting moved further towards the back of the lot, you know, alongside with new attractions, new lands. Hopefully we get some new shows, because again, Waterworld is great. I'm not gonna talk negative about it, because it's one of the best stunt shows in I would say in the United States. It's in at least the top 10.
Absolutely.
But one show is not enough for a theme park like this, especially when you have a statement saying entertainment capital of the world. You can't call it that with one show. Can't.
That's fair. That's fair.
So
yeah,
there we go. Oh, I muted it. My fault.
All good.
And for our enjoyment, wide open now. Wonderful, add some tables to just keep like this for FanFest nights. Looking over before we get on the studio tour of Earthquake. Earthquake is under refurbishment for now, and then afterwards King Kong will be under refurbishment. There's the new mill. The new mill is just completely covered up in white. It's almost done, which is great. Hopefully that means the old one can be torn down eventually. And there's some facade work happening over there. That building right there, that house will be also torn down. That was in the demo permit of the 6 Points Texas demo. Behind that is a Jumanji set construction over in Middle Europe. See them working right now on the demolition of 6 Points Texas. We'll get a good shot of it from the studio tour, but this is good. This means I don't have to ride the studio tour every single time. I can see it here. It's great. There it is right in the center. And we'll go ahead and get a good shot from the studio tour. But yeah, it's all gone now, providing views of the mill, Earthquake, and more. So far, the permit just included that first half and that house building right there. But I'm wondering for a separate permit, like if they'll file another one to demolish the rest of 6 Points Texas, or if the rest will be staying. A lot of walls here. There's the elevators under, or it's closed for the studio tour, but a lot of walls here by the bathroom. Not sure what's happening. I'll take a look when we head off of the studio tour, see what's going down here. So yeah, Not sure if these walls are bad, but maybe just a repaving or concrete project or something over there. But the Studio 2 elevator is closed. There's a sign that says, go ask a team member if you need assistance with the elevator because this area is blocked off. Gonna take the tour, check on 6 Points, Texas, and other things, and I'll be back. I'll see you right afterwards. All right, so looks like they're just repaving this area. Maybe doing some utility work, but yeah, that's why the elevator is closed, and that's why the walls are by the bathroom. The Studio Tour Plaza. All right, look at that. Rock work has.
So I have to bring this up. This rock work, phenomenal. But then you look to the left, that fake facade of greenery with the bolts on the wall, horrendous.
I agree with you. Actually, that fake greenery reminds me of kind of what they used to do. Like, I don't think they do it anymore, but on the backside of Indiana Jones, that faces like the tram load area.
Yeah.
Kind of had like fake, it was like that kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And for me personally, it doesn't really bother me too much with the indie stuff because it's not in the park. It's facing a tram load unload area, you know, but this is in the park. So I agree with you, Conductor. This is not the greatest look. They could have come up with something a little better.
Well, I'll go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead. Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like I feel like a lot of times, like, and I haven't been to Universal in a while, so maybe it's a little different now, but like, I feel like a lot of times what happens is like Universal doesn't do the greatest job with like I don't know what to call it exactly. Like, it doesn't necessarily they don't necessarily do the greatest job with like the theming, like the ultra. In my opinion, like Disneyland Park is definitely more themed and like definitely has more an immersion to it than Universal does. And like, I get that like Universal's on like a hill and whatnot, so it definitely makes it harder. But like, I agree, like this green wall isn't that great to look at.
No, I mean, honestly, if they wanted a sound wall, they could have just put, I mean, it would look better to have a glass there or something.
Yeah.
Than this, you know.
See, I kind of like that idea, but one thing I think they should do is, obviously you can't see it, but on the bottom in the front of these walls that's facing the tram road and the studio road, as studio vehicles also use that road, is I kind of feel that they need to put like real trees in front of it to kind of disguise it and maybe make it look aesthetically pleasing, because that's what people said about Super Nintendo World at Hollywood compared to Orlando, that some of the green hills you can kind of tell look kind of similar to what the tree wall is for Fast and Furious, that there was kind of like budget cuts. But then when you look at Orlando and Epic, and again, I'll be there in March and I'll do a comparison, it looks a lot cleaner. It looks a lot nicer. It doesn't look like it was, you know, budget cutted at all. Ours kind of looks budget cutted. And one of the things that we saw literally opening weekend, that's where I met Tommy Toon World, and shout out to him. Great friend, fellow content creator.
We love Tommy.
When me and him walked into the land the first time, you could see some of the green hills. It looked all dented and part of the wall was chipping after the second day on some of the walls inside the land. So there was definitely not enough care and not enough, I kind of feel, not enough budget for our version of Super Nintendo World. But then when you look at Epic, it's like Japan quality.
Yeah,
So,
they do spend a little bit more money over there. Hopefully that does change, because I do know they do have an interest in the Hollywood property. Like, we're getting that Universal Hotel. They're gonna they're starting on that already. We saw that earlier on in his Wizard video. You know, we're getting this coaster. They're the 6 Point Texas thing points to an expansion, all that stuff. So they're getting more serious with Hollywood. I just wish they would like commit just a little bit more to it, you know. And I feel like with Universal out here, they go like you're right though, Sam. Like, I feel like they go like 80% there, and then they're like, screw it, Like, just clear that other 20%. Just get it like,
Yeah.
come on,
No, 100%. And then Remy D has 2 comments. He says, I think it's the same with Orlando's version. Many of Super Nintendo World animatronics are not working and paint's peeling. So this kind of ties back to what we're talking about with Walt Disney Imagineering. Now Universal Creative is based in Orlando, and you would think them based in Orlando, knowing what the weather elements are going to be, that they would figure out how to protect a lot of the scenery, a lot of the theming, and especially a lot of the animatronics that are exposed to the weather elements out there. So that I didn't even know that. That's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, it is.
Formed on the retaining wall right behind the Fast and Furious coaster. Right here, right behind that launch right there, which is awesome. That retaining wall, I thought it would just be totally plain, but they themed it with rock work. It looks like they're doing the same on this other retaining wall. On here, you can see the concrete is being formed over this border of this area. This looks to be soon be another version of this cool rock work here. Glad they're trying to incorporate some theming to this coaster. Obviously, it's Fast and Furious. Can't do much theming, but the fact they're doing some theming is pretty awesome. And this is a pretty large scale wall here. Looks better when the sun's not straight on it. But yeah, good stuff. Looking over here, the more glass since our last note has been installed in that right corner over there. Hopefully they can put some more sheets of glass on and get this thing going over the next few weeks.
Yeah, real quick, Conductor. I really do like those sound barriers that they're doing for the coaster with the glass and all that. It's cool because it kind of looks like the Starway escalator covering. So it matches the aesthetics of the Starway, which is right underneath. I think they've done a really good job with that because these sound barriers could have been, there was potential there for them to be really hideous. I mean, and they're not. They look pretty cool. They match the Starway. I like that.
Yeah, I really like them a lot. The one thing I will say about the Starway shields that's matching this is I kind of wish they would have a system, kind of like what you see with people that have solar on their house that has like a 2-story house. And what it is, you have the solar panels on the roof, and then you have like a sprinkler system that's on top of it. So when they get like really dirty and they're not operating the way they should for power, the homeowner can activate an app or something and spray down those panels. Because when you look at the escalator panels, because they're also glass as well, some of them are really dirty.
Yeah, true.
Really dirty. So I'm not saying they could do it on this coaster, but that's something I would like to see for the shields going over the escalators going down to the lower lot to keep it aesthetically pleasing. So
100%.
That's a good point.
Get this thing going.
Yeah.
Over the next few weeks. Looking over at the new event space, nothing has happened so far. They're continuing to work on the hillside there. And still fencing up, but no sign of, except for maybe over there, anything new. We'll keep watching every single week, of course. Curious what this building will look like. So we're on the hunt for a lounge fly for the wifey. I guess she wants something else.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Open it. Little wallet.
I like that.
Oh,
some
actually
stickers.
pretty cool.
And a little notepad, and then a journal, and it's a hardcover.
Oh, that's pretty. Wait, what the heck?
How much do you think this is?
I don't know, $50.
It's only 30.
Oh,
dang!
Not bad. Less with the annual pass or a discount. Got some.
So I just want to say real quick, Wizard's wife Elizabeth is so much fun to hang out with, especially when those two are in the park together. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we did. She's actually joined us for a few because I've done quite a few bar chats with Wizard.
Oh, sure.
Quite a few now at this point, and she's been there quite a few times when we've been recording and stuff, and it's always been a fun time. Wizard and Elizabeth and our buddy Alan. It's fun.
Oh, dude. I have to tell you, oh my gosh, the last time you were out at Universal and I was with you and Wizard and Alan, for everyone that doesn't know in the chat, I'm going to tell you right now, when Wizard and Alan go at it with each other, it's like a friendly, it's friendly. It's not negative, but they go at each other. Dude, it's hilarious.
Oh man, because Wizard. Okay, here's a little backstory, Sam. I'm gonna tell a little story. We were at the park, right? And Wizard made the comment that like VillainCon's a great attraction over there in Florida, right? And nobody likes this ride but Wizard. Okay, and he was saying like, oh yeah, VillainCon is better than Star Tours and all this stuff. And Alan was giving him so much shit. It was hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
Conductor, we were dying, right? We were dying.
I couldn't even talk. I was choking. I was laughing so hard. It was ridiculous.
Dude, Alan is a really, really, really fun guy. Actually look for I'm actually collaborating with him later this week, but his Instagram handle is Almighty Coasters. Give him a follow, check him out. He has YouTube. I don't think he's really too active on YouTube, but you can subscribe to him there as well. But he's a good dude. And yeah, you're right. Him and Wizard.
Oh
classic.
My God.
Classic.
Dude, it's like literally, I kid you not, it was Sam, it was so fun. I'm like, the hell with everything else. I'm just literally, me and OG are just looking at each other like, what in the hell is going on here? But dude, oh my God.
That's funny.
Oh, dude, it was like watching a show.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
great.
Hilarious.
No.
I feel like, also like that the Jurassic World merch that Theme Park was always showing looked pretty cool actually. I feel like Universal usually does a good job with their merch. Like I feel like they have like cool like Harry Potter stuff and like cool Jurassic World. I feel like even like the Minion stuff was kind of cool. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I forgot the name. Is it the Universal Studio Store right when you first walk in on your left, Conductor?
So right when you go into the park or in City Walk?
Yeah, no, in the park to your left where they have like, okay, that store, Sam, next time you go to Universal, hit me up. We go together, man. You haven't been in a while. I'll show you around, But right when you walk in on the left, like they have a bunch of like kind of like vintage kind of stuff like that. You can get like a Jaws shirt or ET or Tram Tour shirt, and the designs are really, really cool. Like their merch game, Universal's merch game is on point.
Yeah, nice. It's crazy to me. That would just some of the merch they do come up with is just phenomenal, and I'm like, wow, it's really, I don't know, it's almost to what would you say, OG, like Disney standards?
Honestly, I mean, dare I say it, I honestly prefer the Universal merch over Disney merch.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I haven't really been that in. I know, I know, I do. I think the merch there is better. And Disney might change that. I mean, they might get back in the game, but like I think the Universal stuff is a little bit better.
I feel like just in general, Universal's merch has had like a very strong effect on like the entire theme park industry, because like when Wizarding World of Harry Potter opened, like that's like when they introduced wands, and like it became such like a thing, like like the wands became very popular, and then parents would tell their kids, okay, if you read all the books, I'll let you buy a wand, like stuff like that. Wands became very popular to the point where like it seems like that was kind of the inspiration with Disney with lightsabers, like Galaxy's Edge, right? They're like, okay, if Harry Potter world can do a great job with their wands, we could probably do a great job with our lightsabers as well. So I feel like when it comes to like the theme park, when it comes to like the merchandise side of the theme park industry, I feel like Universal is absolutely a leader in that field.
Yeah, well said, Sam. Perfectly said. And another thing too that's really, really good, if you go to Wizarding World, Three Broomsticks, the food there is
dude.
amazing, dude. Amazing. And their apple pie is. Have
Yes.
you? Hey Sam, when was the last time you were at Universal? Have you ever been to Wizarding World?
The last time I was at, oh, I've been to Wizarding World. The last time I was at Universal was July of 2021.
Okay. I'm telling you, we're gonna go soon. And dude, I'm telling you, the apple pie at that Three Broomsticks, I still think about it. Like it's it's so good. I absolutely love it. Conductor, you had it right at one point. I thought you did.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw this out here.
Okay.
I don't know if you two are available.
Okay.
But if you guys are down, I will go Thursday.
I can't go Thursday. I work and then I'm hanging out with Alan after to record and stuff. But maybe like next week. Are you free next Thursday?
Yeah, the next Thursday, perfect. We're gonna go, Sam, and believe me.
Well, Sam, Sam, are you working not this Thursday, but following Thursday?
2 jobs, so I usually do a lot of working. I don't know. I might be available because it's usually like as long as I have a couple weeks in advance, I can like request days off pretty easily.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll discuss it in the group. We'll discuss it like in the DMs or whatever. But
that sounds fun.
Yeah, we'll do a yeah, I do. Yeah, hot date with Alan.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? But like Sam, we'll arrange a day. We'll get it done, and we'll show you around Universal. And yeah, man,
it'd be awesome.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so before I play more of the video, Remy has to ask, OG and Conductor, do you guys own a wand? And if so, which one? OG?
No, I don't. I'm actually. It's funny, Remy. I'm not really like a Harry Potter guy. I mean, the franchise is cool. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not really my generation. I kind of grew up more like on like Voltron and Transformers and He-Man and Star Wars. That was more my generation. So by the time Harry Potter came out, it wasn't really, but it's cool though. I like it, but not enough for me to buy a wand. No.
Okay. So on the opposite, I have 2 wands. I have Voldemort and I have Dumbledore.
There we go.
Do the G's right there.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a wand as well.
Oh, hey. Cap has to chime in. This guy, dude, with his Transformers is phenomenal. I'm like, he starts because he has like a whole bookshelf behind him, kind of like what OG has. He has all these little Transformers, and dude, the last time I was on his show for ThemePark, and which OG is part of, he was showing us his newest Transformer that he got for Christmas that his wife got him. And I tell you what, I have never seen a grown adult have so much passion for a Transformer, showing it off. It was so funny, but awesome at the same time.
Well, that's why we love Cap, that's why we love Jared, because he has that nerdy passion like we do, and it's great. I love it. Now, Kiki and Lucas said here that heck yeah, He-Man, Transformers, Voltron, and Robotech, absolutely. And then Kiki and Luca, do you remember like Silverhawks? Now I know Sam, you don't. This is way before your time, bro.
I vaguely remember that. I vaguely remember that.
You vaguely do. Do you remember that, Sam, or not really?
Oh no, this was 20 years after I was born.
Yeah,
this was like 12 years.
Yeah, it was before your time. Oh, I want to ask you too, Sam. What wand? Because you said you had a Harry Potter wand. Whose wand?
Yeah. I can't remember. It was that long. I bought a wand when I went to Universal for the first time in 2016, and I think that was the last time I bought a wand. I can't remember like what the kind it was, but it came in like a red box. Like it was like a dark red box. I don't know like which wands are associated with dark red boxes, but I remember it was in a dark red box.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
So Cap, he brought up, did you guys see the new He-Man trailer? I saw it and it looked phenomenal.
No, I saw some images from it, but I haven't watched it yet.
So that's a movie, again, that I would justify paying the money to go see in the theater. A He-Man trailer or a He-Man movie? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I used to love
down.
I used to love He-Man as a kid, man. I had all the figures. The He-Man figures, Capture the Magic knows. The He-Man figures back then in the 80s were amazing, dude. And they were like quality back then. Like the toys back then, they were like a heaviness to them. They were quality.
Yeah.
You know,
Now
it was
it's
different
like,
than the toys nowadays. Yeah.
now it's like you barely touch it and it breaks.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Ridiculous.
have not seen He-Man, but I think he made a cameo in the Chip and Dale movie.
Did
Oh,
he?
did he?
I think he did because I looked up He-Man and then it said right here, He-Man movie Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. So I think he may have made a cameo.
No
Yeah,
way.
I think so, because there was a part where didn't even Ugly Sonic show up in that movie?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, there was like a bunch of cameos. So maybe he was like in the background
Yeah.
chilling or something. So it wouldn't surprise me.
Crazy. And Cap says that's why I started working out. I had to try to live up to the toys we had as kids.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
You can see they totally took out the planter right there.
See, this is the beginning
to
of
see
that
what
hotel
else
construction, I think.
Comes along in this
Yeah.
section next week. More markers. I don't know. I think the fences just got pushed in. These are already there, but yeah, more markers or existing markers
The
that are
screaming
visible now.
child.
Yeah.
Wrap around,
gotta
go
have
all
that.
the way over there.
That kid is not happy.
The roof of the security hub, Jurassic Hub, is moving on in.
So
They
this is one
finished
of the
this
3
section,
hubs
which
that
that's
they're
steel
building.
for the side of the facade. So I'm excited to see this move on. They're moving in pretty quickly now. This should be covered up hopefully in the next week or so. They can work on the escalators and the side facade. And look, even that seems to got more fuller over there by the bus loop. So that's cool.
Cool.
Okay,
Wait, so
so
I
my
have
phone died. So
So that was the hotel he was showing, or like part of the hotel.
So that was that was part of the security hub. So there's going to be 3 of them that's getting built, because what they're essentially going to try to do, let me see if I can play devil's advocate here and try to get it. Give me 1 second here. So, okay, off in the distance up here, which is kind of where the security is now, and then once you go through that, you get to the front gates. Right in this area, in the top of the right hand screen, is where this hotel is going to be. That's where it's going to be at.
Oh,
So they're going to get rid of the security up here, and they're moving it to the 3 zones, and this is one of them, because what essentially they're trying to do is enclose City Walk, because back in the heyday with Orange Grove 55, he knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
We had Salback Ranch, which was kind of like a restaurant / bar entertainment space. Then we had a lot of nighttime entertainment in City Walk, but due to security issues, we lost all that. So
wait,
now
did that place have like the mechanical bull thing?
It
Yeah,
did.
Okay,
It did.
I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, and then it was like on like Friday nights or Saturday nights, it was like a club. Like it had like a country motif to it, but
It
like
did.
the music was like hip hop and stuff. So I went there quite a bit. It was fun. It was really, really fun. I was sad that they got rid of all that stuff.
I kind of felt that they should have kept it or maybe relocated it, but oh well.
But we might get stuff like that now, because that's why they're doing this. They're gonna make the City Walk bubble. So
Yeah. So they're essentially doing what Downtown Disney has done and close it. So
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. There we go.
I'm back home. It's the next day.
Seeing like theme parks like grow like this. Like it's kind of cool. I don't know, to see like theme parks like grow and then like they have to like bulldoze stuff and like move it. I don't know. It's always kind of cool to like see like YouTubers like Theme Park Wizard like document that sort of like progress and like that expansion.
Absolutely.
You know?
No, absolutely. It's true though. I know a lot of people, especially a good friend of me and OG's is Universal High on Instagram and X. He's very kind of, I wouldn't use the word emotional, but he's passionate about the nostalgia. So when he's been reporting on 6 Point, Texas, which is now basically 3 Point, Texas, as far as I'm concerned, getting torn down. He kind of feels that passion is going away because now you're getting rid of classic nostalgia sets that's been very unique to the studio tour and putting modern studio buildings to make way for lower lot expansion for the theme park.
So 6 Point, Texas. This is where in the tram tour you go through is like the old Western stuff. Is that correct? Conductor?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and that's where they filmed Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I believe, right?
That's with what was it? Jamie
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, there you go.
So, because these built, from what I understand, this thing has been here since like the 30s or something, or not the 30s. Not that. Well, how long has that thing been up? The Texas sets are old. Like, really old.
They're old. They go all the way back to the silent Western times.
Oh, really? Okay, so it is back then. Okay, and they're bulldozing. Oh, that's sad, man.
Yeah, they are.
It's sad.
Make way for studio buildings.
Hey, look, I'm not one of these fans who get mentally married to things. Like I do believe progress, like Sam was saying, progress is so important with these theme parks. At the same time, though, too, like there has to be balance. Like that is sad when you have something from the silent movie era just getting bulldozed like that. That is sad. Is there any rumor or talk that maybe they're gonna move these sets to some other area, maybe?
So, as far as I know, that would be a question for Wizard. But as far as I understand, the buildings they have torn down, probably even more are going to get torn down. Possibly, it's going to be either for new sound stages or new production buildings, or they're doing that, and plus maybe building new sets for future productions. I'm not sure, but it is kind of sad because you know when the tram has gone through 6 Point, Texas, there's like a little segment that they play talking about John Wayne, Clark Gable, some of these big Hollywood Western actors that played in the cowboy movies back in the day. And I know I talked to my dad about it today, actually, and he was pretty emotional about it because he's like ever since, you know, I was little, and even now, he loves watching like AMC and TCM, which is Turner Classic Movies, that are 2 channels on cable that play a lot of the westerns and stuff like that. Though a lot of them were filmed on this 6 Point, Texas area. So it's sad. It's kind of sad to see by far.
Yeah. No, that is sad. I thought for some reason when I don't know why I thought these were different sets than that, but it's sad to hear that it is that very, very old Western little town that you go through, because that's pretty cool, man.
It is.
It's a cool little spot. Yeah.
I'm
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and then we have the hillside that Wizard's showing us with War of the Worlds. That's also going to be torn out.
Is the plane gone, or isn't the plane usually? Oh no, there it is. Okay, I thought. Okay,
I remember the plane.
The plane is still there, but I've heard talk, and I think Wizards pointed it out, that they're going to clear all that out, and they're going to relocate the Psycho House, so that's getting moved, and they're going to build more production buildings in this area to again alleviate the lower lot for theme park expansion.
Yeah, and that lower lot, we talked about Pokemon earlier. That might be where they do Pokemon, because you can kind of have like a little offshoot of Super Nintendo World and go into like Pokemon Land, you know. So we'll see.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah. So let me just pull this up real quick before we end tonight.
Okay.
Sam, so you can see this for yourself.
And by the way, big shout to Sam. It's good to have him on the show. We love Sam.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, thanks again for inviting me. It's
Oh,
it's pretty
100%.
fun doing these lives because then you can like interact with like the live chat right here and like I
Oh,
can chat with
absolutely.
you guys. It's pretty fun doing lives.
Yeah,
I
it
can't
is.
wait to have you back.
Oh, thank you.
So the lower lot of what we're talking about is all this down here. So you got Super Nintendo World right here. You got the Mummy right here. You got Transformers right here. And then you have Jurassic World right here. But all the work they're doing on the lower lot is literally all these buildings here, all sound stages. You got the mill building that's currently being rebuilt next to Earthquake on the studio tour. This is looking to go away. You got all these sound stages here going away. That's what they're talking about by making room for lower lot expansion. And we've talked about it, OG, plenty of times. A West Coast Darkmoor would be fantastic in this area.
Yes. Oh, 100%. 100%. There's a lot of room down there. You could fit a Pandora in there, bro.
Yeah. No kidding, dude. No kidding. See, that's what I mean.
Maybe that's where it's going. Maybe Daddy Josh is like, hey, we'll put it here. There's room.
Hey, maybe he collabed with Brian Roberts. Maybe.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. But
that show.
Oh, go ahead,
I
Sam.
was gonna say that show building for Super Mario's or the Mario Kart ride is pretty big. It looks like it's like the size of the whole land. I didn't realize how big it was.
Yeah, I think it's huge.
It's massive. It's massive.
It's so weird that it's so big because the ride when you're on it feels like a smaller dark ride. Maybe not Fantasyland small, but not much different though than that. I mean, it's not much bigger than those. I don't know. That building is massive though.
It is.
Isn't it designed so that's like the queue is on the second floor and then like the ride is beneath it?
Yeah. You take the stairs down. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
But see,
I have never experienced that. I hope to experience it one day.
Hey, when we go, we're gonna ride that. We're gonna do it.
Hell yeah.
But that's one of the things I brought up, Sam, is when you look at new attractions that are currently being built and attractions that have been built in the last, what did you say, OG, 20 years?
Yeah.
You have massive show buildings that take up a huge footprint like this. So compared to, like OG said, Fantasyland, when you have two attractions in one building, they just don't build them like that anymore. The infrastructure, the technology, the fact that they want to put the maintenance bay in the same building as well creates this massive show building which takes up room.
Yeah. So okay, so real quick before we go, so to the left of Mario Land, that area is what that's potential expansion, right?
That is.
Okay, that's a lot of room, dude. That's a lot of room.
Yeah, this right here, I know this mill building's going away. The studio post, I think, is going away as well because they relocated that to the creative campus, which is in this area right here. And then possibly, not guaranteed, stage 14 will go away. All these sound stages will go away. And I think this will go away. I think.
Okay. So they're looking to really ramp up the lower lot, huh? I mean, that lower lot gets really crowded. It could use a little bit of breathing room, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it does. Because during Halloween Horror Nights, it's horrible.
Yeah. Well, and it's crazy too, because that actually I was down there, I forgot how long ago, or maybe a week or two ago.
Sure.
And that Jurassic Park or Jurassic World little eatery in there, they have these little dinosaur-shaped nuggets that are amazing. Yeah, right there. The dinosaur-shaped it's like dinosaur-shaped nuggets with like broccoli or something. I don't know. It's like probably it's like kid food, but I loved it, dude. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, even Gordon Ramsay couldn't cook that up that good, bro. It was really good.
Dang. Wow. But yeah, this is what it looks like, Sam. So lots of construction happening. And it's good though.
Crazy.
It's good because we need this. Hollywood has, in my personal opinion, no offense to Brian Roberts, but Hollywood's been ignored for way too long. And I'm glad that changes are happening.
Yeah, Brian. Oh, okay. Yeah, Brian took offense to that.
That's all right. He'll forgive me. He'll forgive.
That guy's making millions of dollars.
Oh,
I'm sure he's just fine.
He's good.
Oh yeah. Mark Woodbury and him are making bank, dude.
Exactly, dude.
It's
Wait,
crazy.
he's the guy that runs the parks division, right?
Mark Woodbury, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's something we've talked about. Okay. So just to bring this up, and Sam, I'm glad you did. Okay. OG and I speculated this, and I know a lot of people might not like it. If, like OG was saying, because Iger might not want DeMauro as the CEO, and if DeMauro decides to leave Disney, what a perfect opportunity to sit there and have Brian Roberts scoop him up for Universal.
I mean, it could happen.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it could
That
happen.
is very interesting. I did not think about that.
Yeah, because
But
then,
it's very possible. I mean, we see it happen a lot in like Disney's history, right? Like Jeffrey Katzenberg, right? Like he was running Disney Studio for years, and then like Michael Eisner didn't get the promotion, so then like he left and did DreamWorks. Like it's really like it's crazy when that happens, when like executives at Disney who expect these like big promotions, they don't get them, so then they like end up doing their own thing at another company. It's always kind of crazy when that happens.
Exactly.
And look at how big DreamWorks became, bro. Like DreamWorks was massive. Like back in the day, back in like the 2000s and early 2010s. I think it's a little different now. Maybe not as much, but like back in like the 2000s and the early 2010s, this was like a big competitor to Disney.
Ooh, huge. Yeah, I'm telling you, like some of these Disney execs, they leave Disney and they go to Universal or these other companies.
Mm-hmm.
They get those big fat pay raises. They eat those dinosaur nuggets on the Good China, and
there you go.
I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh! But again, amazing live stream. Sam, I'm so happy you were able to make it. Can't wait to have you back on very soon. But I'm going to start with the one and only Orange Go 55. Where can everyone find you on social media?
Yeah, thank you, Conductor, for being an amazing host as always. And Sam Chat, we love you, man. We got to do more of these lives for sure with Sam Chat. Yeah, Sam's a lot of fun. And but yeah, you can find me here on YouTube, Orange Grove 55, talking theme park, studio, even the corporate side of things, dipping into all that stuff. You can also find me on X, Orange Grove 55, and on Instagram, Orange Grove 55. John, thank you so much. Hit that thumbs up. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. And Sam Chat, again, for the first time being on Conductor Sunday live stream, I can't thank you enough for making the time to do so. Where can everyone find you on social media?
Sounds good. Thanks again for inviting me on. And yeah, you can find me. Yeah, looking forward to many more of these fun live streams. And you can find me at SamChatProductions on Instagram and SamChat21 on X, formerly known as Twitter.
There he is.
Thank you, Sam. As always, thank you everyone for watching today's Conductor Sunday live stream on a Monday. And big shout out to Kiki and Luca and Magical Hops for the super sticker, and Remy D for the $5 super chat. You guys are all amazing. You can also find my membership on my YouTube channel, where I do have some videos, and many more videos are going to be coming. Maybe I'll make one with Sam Chat and OG at Universal. We will see. But and a big programming note as well. This is going to be a big one. I already posted on YouTube. We, for the first time ever, we are going to have Hey Bricky on Conductor Sunday live stream on February the 1st with Orange Go 55 and Tommy Toon World, as we break down our first time visit for me and Tommy to Walt Disney World. Bricky's going to give us some tips and tricks, tell us all about it. And then we're also going to review one of his videos he made for DCA for the third gate, because I really want to pick his mind at that and get more of his opinions. And yes, it's going to be on a Sunday at 6 p.m. February the 1st.
We'll be there.
June. It's going to be awesome.
Nice.
Can't wait to see everyone there. But everyone have a wonderful night, and I will see you guys next Sunday with OG, and it's going to be a fun one. Cannot wait. Have a good night, everybody.
Peace.
Hold on. One second. There we go.